generation to access information by providing flexible classes. ITS keeps moving forward in facing future challenges by providing the best facilities for the new generation's activities. The facilities support both spiritual and physical needs. ITS also provides research facilities in the ITS Science Technopark, including ICT and robotics, automotive, maritime, and creative industries. Therefore, the excellent generations from ITS will emerge and make history. ITS is a space for the new generation to express themselves. ITS is a place where the new generation learns new things and finds their purpose. ITS has become a place where the new generations that carry the future will be born.
ITS is a campus of science and technology, which focuses on the research and innovation, presenting technology for prosperity.
With a spirit of heroism, ITS brings the future before us. ITS, the University of Heroes.
Yeah.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we start commence the program, and here are the following webinar protocol. For each participant ID, please use your real name following with your origin of institution. All of participants are expected to mute the audio and only unmute the video during the event. We cordially invite you to take your own firm and comfort seat in your own room, and please avoid the backlight. Make sure that you have a good and stable internet connection. If you have an earphone or headset, we recommend you to use it so that your voice can clearly and loudly to be heard. During the Q&A discussion session, all participants, please use the chat box to deliver the questions. Thank you for your cooperation and consideration. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we start commence the program, and here are the following webinar protocol. For each participant ID, please use your real name following with your origin of institution. All of participants are expected to mute the audio and only unmute the video during the event. We cordially invite you to take your own firm and comfort seat in your own room, and please avoid the backlight. Make sure that you have a good and stable internet connection. If you have an earphone or headset, we recommend you to use it so that your voice can clearly and loudly to be heard. During the Q&A discussion session, all participants, please use the chat box to deliver the questions. Thank you for your cooperation and consideration. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we start commence the program, and here are the following webinar protocol. For each participant ID, please use your real name following with your origin of institution. All of participants are expected to mute the audio and only unmute the video during the event. We cordially invite you to take your own firm and comfort seat in your own room, and please avoid the backlight. Make sure that you have a good and stable internet connection. If you have an earphone or headset, we recommend you to use it so that your voice can clearly and loudly to be heard. During the Q&A discussion session, all participants, please use the chat box to deliver the questions. Thank you for your cooperation and consideration.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining our R2SEP today, and welcome to Researcher and Research Student Enrichment. And welcome to Researcher and Research Student Enrichment session on today, Thursday, 24th of June 2021. My name is Agatha Christine. I'm from ITS Corporate Engagement, and today I'll be your Master of Ceremony for this session. Participant who wish to ask question during the question and answer session, please send your question to the link that also be sent by our committee via the Zoom chat room. And today's lecture theme is about life strategy as researcher, which will be delivered by our speaker, Professor Siti Rosaima Sheikh Abdullah, and Mr. Hedayanto Sulistyo Putro will be the one conducting today's session as our moderator. So before we start our agenda, let me inform you our webinar protocol to join this event. Okay, next please now. First, please adjust your name or ID screen using the given format. Second, during the event, please turn off your audio and only turn on the audio when the moderator gives the change. Third, turn on your camera. Fourth, ensure your network has a stable connection. Fifth, adjust the seat position comfortably and prevent the backlight effect. And next is important note on attendance. So everyone please fill the attendance form on the link bit.ly/attendance_R2SEP 2021. And the link will be closed in 50 minutes. And please fill in the feedback form that will be shared 15 minutes before the session ends and will be closed after 1 hour. And attendance and feedback compulsory for this purpose. First, mandatory attendance for ITS master and doctoral students new intake. Second, certificate of participation. This is eligible for international participants who have 60% attendance or minimal 5 meetings. And third is time for it. This is eligible for ITS undergraduate students. And next, I will read a brief explanation of our moderator today. So, Mr. Hedayanto Sulistyo Putro, SEMSE, is a lecturer and researcher at Chemistry Department of ITS. He got his bachelor degree and master degree in Chemistry ITS, and his research interests are biochemistry, food chemistry, microbial bioactivity, and extreme extremophilus. And now I would like to greet our moderator today. Hello, Mr. Art Herdayanto.
Hello, Agatha. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine with Mr. Herdayanto. So are you ready?
I hope so. I mean, are
Okay,
you
so
ready?
So without further ado, let's proceed to the main agenda. To Mr. Herdayanto as our moderator, all the time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Agatha. Hello, everyone. So I'm going to be your moderator for this session of R2SEP, and we will meet our, let me see, our speaker for today. So, Professor Siti Rozaimah Sheikh Abdullah. Can the host help me with the, okay, I can see it. How are you, Professor Siti Rozaimah? Can you hear my voice?
Ya, boleh Pak. Maaf.
Okay, right. So I'm going to read a little bit of your curriculum vitae here. Okay. So Professor Siti Rozaimah Sheikh Abdullah is working in University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and she's a professor in the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and at the moment she was held a position as a Deputy Dean for undergraduate of Faculty of Engineering and Built Environment, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. She graduated her PhD from University Kebangsaan Malaysia and her Masters of Engineering from University of Nottingham, UK. And she has also research interests in wastewater treatment, waste audit and management, artificial intelligence in wastewater treatment. So this topic today will be life strategy as a researcher. Am I correct, Prof. Siti?
Yes, that's
yes.
correct.
Okay. I think we're going to have some fun this afternoon. So inshallah. So audience, please keep your eyes open. I know it's a little bit afternoon. You know, after you have your lunch, maybe you're a little bit sleepy, but I believe that the topic for Professor Siti will be quite nice to be heard of. And are you ready, Prof. Siti?
Yeah, Mr. Danang.
Okay.
Can I share my slide?
Okay. Can the host, the committee can...
my voice clear?
Your voice is quite clear. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think you can start to share. Yes.
Okay. Let me share first.
Right. Okay, I think we can see it. Yeah, and the time is all yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Danang, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, for the kind introduction. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good afternoon to all of you. Okay, to all the students. I believe the audience, majority is consists from all the students from the maybe for the postgraduate, the S2, S3 student, as well as maybe some undergraduate students. Okay, so thank you very much for inviting me to give this talk. Okay, so basically there is no secret or basically what I'm going to share today, okay, is basically based on my experience. Okay, so all the students can take it if it is suitable to you. Okay, anything positive, please take it. If you think it's negative, okay, you just stop. Okay, So the one that I'm sharing is totally based on my experience. Okay, my experience as a PhD student. Okay, starting as a PhD student and how I start my career as a lecturer in a university. Okay, I believe all the students, all the postgraduate students, especially their aim is to be researchers in future. Okay, so there are many opportunities for them to be researcher. Okay, so I will share my experience. Okay, so if something good, please take it. Okay, if this not, then just stop. Okay. Okay, so I was given a title as life strategy as a researcher. Okay, so this is the presentation outline. Okay, so basically, based on what the committee has given to me, so I'll basically list a few outcomes. Okay, what basically at the end of this 1 hour session, what can you learn? Okay, from this, from my sharing. Okay. And of course, I will start, with these phases of life. Okay, phases of life as a researcher, basically. Okay, and then I will start the phases. Of course, the phases of the life will start as a research student. Okay, so research student can be also starting from undergraduates. Okay, because undergraduates, they have this normally final year project, the research project. So that also can be a starting point, okay, for them to see whether they want to be a researcher or not in future. Okay, and of course, okay, after that I will share, my knowledge, as a academicians, academician in a university. Okay, so UKM, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, is a research university. So basically, mostly who works in a research university, 60% of their job, of their task, it comes from the research. Okay, and then of course, I will end up with some tips, or concluding remarks. Okay, so for me, this session is like a experience sharing. Okay, it's not based on any books. Okay, as I mentioned just now, it's based totally on my experience. Okay. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so based on what is given to me, so I can see the outcomes of this R2SEP program for today. Okay, is basically so that at the end, at the end of the session, you can understand what is a real life, of a researcher, what to expect. Okay. So as I mentioned just now, I expect all the students, who further their studies, as a postgraduates, they want to further their career as a researcher. Okay, so of course, from this sharing, I hope, at the end of this sessions, so all of us can expect something, or can basically plan something, what to do after graduations. Okay, so also the second one is to guide, to guide all of you, to prepare yourself, to plan yourself, for future challenges as a researcher. Okay, in other words, how to develop, how to become a good researcher. But I can admit I'm not a good researcher. Okay, of course, there are some advantages or disadvantages, of my weaknesses, along the way as a researcher. Okay, so we can share together, this afternoon. Okay, so let's move on these phases of life. Okay, so I believe majority are students. Okay, so the phase of a researcher start from the student. This is a starting point. Okay, so it doesn't mean that when you graduate, then that is the starting point for a researcher. No, now is the starting point. Okay, a starting point for a researcher. Okay, so I can basically just show the two phases. Okay, as a student, and of course, okay, in future you want to be a researcher. Okay, so as a student, of course, okay, you can think of if you were the research students, of course, most of your time, okay, will be spent on doing lab works, okay, experimental works or modeling or simulation work, okay, at the university or at your house, okay. So, and then of course, okay, after going through for what, how many years, 2 years or 3 years, okay, for PhD maybe 3 to 4 years, okay, then you will graduate, okay, you will graduate from the university. And then after that, of course, okay, you will start to seek for a job, okay, as a researcher, okay. So after the graduations, okay, that is the starting point for another cycle, okay. So as I mentioned just now, researcher cycle start from a student life, okay. When you start as a former researcher, when after you graduate, of course there will be another cycle, okay. So of course, okay, you will start as your young researcher, and then you, as time goes by, until you become the leader or the what the head of the research group and so on, okay. So this is the basically overview, okay, overview of a researcher life, okay. Okay, let's start with a student, okay. As a student, okay, so now you are the students, okay, and you are doing research, okay. So the life of a researcher starts now, okay, not tomorrow, not in another 2 years or another 5 years, whatever. Start now, okay. So so basically I always told especially my postgraduate students, okay, basically you should set in your mind you are not a student, okay, you are an employee, okay, to an employer, okay. So of course, okay, in when you start your study, okay, you should if you are a full research student, of course you will have a supervisor. So your supervisor will be your employer, okay. And sometimes, okay, students, okay, they got grants, okay, they got paid from a research project, okay, by supervisors or maybe any sponsor, okay, that sponsor your study, okay. So that they are the ones that will be your employer, okay. But let's say if you are self-sponsored, okay, so you also have employer, you yourself, or maybe your family, okay, your father or mother, okay, will be your employer, okay. So that's why, okay, when you start your life as a research student, okay, you should set in your mind you are working. You are not a student, you are working, okay. So and of course, okay, you need to be very disciplined, okay. So if you can, okay, discipline yourself, okay, to come to the university at 8 and going back at 5, okay, that be very ideal, okay. Okay, sometimes, okay, you, of course, okay, we know that if you were an employer, okay, so we have to go to the office at 8 and going back after 5, okay. So you can discipline yourself, okay, you can discipline yourself, okay, to go to the university at 8 and going back at 5, okay. Although during that session you have nothing to do in the university, maybe there's no lab work, okay, or you have already finished all the lab work and so on, okay. But you can also you can go to the university, maybe spend the time at the library, okay, doing all the works, okay. Maybe you want to do to start thesis writing, okay, or maybe you want to come up with a manuscript, okay. So you can spend, okay, in a university in a formal situation conditions, okay. So because I believe, okay, if you just, okay, sit at home, okay, So we think, okay, maybe we cannot concentrate, okay? So we have a lot of attractions, okay? Attractions to do something else, okay? Rather than focuses on our work, okay? So, so of course you got to plan your work, your tasks, okay? And you should plan, okay? If let's say your supervisor put any time frame for you, okay? So maybe your supervisor, okay, it's up to you. You want to come at what time? You want to go back at what time? It's up to you, okay? But I think, okay, to be a good student, okay, so you need to plan, okay, to plan by yourself, okay? So you go to the university during weekdays, okay? Going in the morning and then coming back at the afternoon. And then of course you should think also, when can I have a holidays, okay? For example, for research student, basically we don't tell students, okay, at what time at which days that you can go to your home time and so on, okay? So basically, okay, you have to have okay, discipline yourself, okay? So I am an employee now, so I have have to go every day to universities to work, okay, as a students, okay? And basically I need to plan, okay, where can I take a few days off and so on, okay? So maybe you can just, okay, imagine yourself, you are a staff, okay, in a university, okay? So basically throughout the year, how many days they have the holidays, okay? So you can restrain yourself, okay, to take the holidays for up to what, 20 days or 30 days, okay, throughout the year, okay? So basically, of course, you should have a clear planner, goals, okay, should have deadlines, okay. Of course, most of the supervisors, they love to put deadlines as well to their students, okay. And of course, okay, it's good if you can have your own Gantt chart, okay. Of course, sometimes, okay, supervisor has no time to follow up the Gantt chart, but you yourself, okay, have to basically closely monitor your Gantt chart, okay. So, and of course, it should be independent, proactive, okay? Don't just wait until the supervisors tell you to do this and that, okay? Just have some proactive effort, okay, from you yourself as a student, okay? And also you can apply carrot and stick, okay? So let's say you already work 5 days, okay, from 8 to 5, okay? So basically you can take a rest, okay, during weekends, okay? Weekends is your rest day, okay? So that is something that you can reward, okay, yourself, okay? And as a research student, okay, you should always think what to do next, okay? If you go to university in the morning and then you come back at the afternoon, you should always think of what to do tomorrow, okay? So if you don't have any worries, okay, there's something wrong with you, okay? You should always think what to do next and next, okay? So and of course, okay, when you do the experiment, okay, so I believe most of the students maybe from the hard engineering, most involved with the experiment, okay, don't expect to you only do one time, then you get what you expect to have, okay? And sometimes, okay, you have to do many times, okay? And don't always think, okay, if we get something that is beyond what we expect, that is not good, okay? Negative result is a result as well, okay? So it's just that you need to know how to explain why it goes like that and so on, okay? So and I believe, okay, as a research students, okay, these are the activities, okay, that you will go through, okay, for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, okay? So of course, okay, I think when you start a research, of course, okay, maybe your supervisors, okay, discuss with you to come up with an objective. What are the objectives, okay? You need to achieve, okay, at the end of 2 years or 3 years, okay? And of course, okay, once you are clear with our objective, okay, you do the experiment, do the simulation or modeling, okay? So, so in this, okay, of course, okay, you need to define, okay, what is a research gap, okay, because this research gap is basically that leads to your novelty at the end, okay, at the end of the research, okay, you need to come up with a novelty, new things, okay, on this research, okay. And of course, okay, once you do the experiment, okay, you'll get the results, okay. Even before you get the results, or even before you do carry out your experiment, you should think ahead how to tabulate, how to to draft your figures, your graph, and so on, okay. So please prepare all of this ahead, okay. And you should always have a good record, okay, a good record where to save your data and so on, okay. So make it proper. And of course, okay, that's the life in the labs, okay. And then of course, okay, I think you cannot run away from the journal publication or manuscript writing, okay. I'm sure today's, okay, in any universities, okay, they make it as a must, okay, for a student before they graduate. They have to come up with an article, okay, whether to publish in a journal or maybe present in a conference, okay. So so this is a common, okay, common to almost all universities, okay. So basically on the journal publication, you can plan ahead, okay. Basically review paper is basically is from your chapter 2, okay, thesis writing, okay. You can come up with a review paper. And of course, okay, others, okay, from each of the objective, you can also plan, okay, to get one article for each objective, okay. So you need to plan very well, okay, so that you can have 3 manuscripts if you have 3 objectives, okay, and plus 1 review paper. Review paper is basically comes from your chapter 2, your literature review. Normally chapter 2 in your thesis is a literature review, so you can convert into review paper, or you can do your review paper ahead, okay, before you start the chapter 2, okay. And once you come up with a review paper, you can take it as your chapter 2, okay. So, and of course, okay, thesis writing, although it shows like at the end, but basically you should plan ahead. You should start, okay, as soon as possible, okay, parallel to your experimental work, okay, your journal writing, and also your thesis writing. Don't wait until the end, okay. So for a start, thesis writing, you should think now, okay, now your table of content, what should be inside your thesis, okay. That will be a good guidance, okay, for you to start thesis writing. Okay, so this is okay, I put in a bahasa Malaysia, but I'm not sure, maybe the same thing, liku hidup seorang pelajar. This is what I'm going to face, okay, throughout your research life, research student life, okay. So of course, okay, you have to start, okay, with a clear goals, okay, why you want to do this research, okay. Is it because of somebody forced you to do it, okay? Is it you see your career in future as a researcher, or is it because there's no job outside, so you do the research, okay? So ask yourself, okay, what is your goal, okay? And of course, okay, you should have a good time management. Of course, you as a starting point, you should have a research proposal. You should present, okay, in front of committee, okay, and they will evaluate whether it is a good proposal or not, okay. And of course, okay, file and document management, okay. Starting as a student, you should have a good documentation, a good filing, okay, where to save all the files, okay, where to keep all the data and so on, okay. So even when you want to come up with a file, okay, a document, a doc file, okay, so what name of the file, okay, so you should have a proper way to document it, okay, so that in future, okay, it's easy for you to look for these documents or files.
Malaysia ada bi English macam mana salah tu ibu dengan.
Because, okay, and then of course you start the experimental work, everything, okay, you should have a progress presentation that is a training for you, okay, a training for you. Basically, this progress presentation is a training before you sit for your viva at the end, okay. It's to basically to increase your confidence level and so on. And of course, I'm sure you have a lot of opportunities to attend the conference and workshop. Nowadays, everything is online. Okay, there are many online and free, okay, conference workshops. Okay, take this opportunity to attend. Okay, and of course, okay, just now is your journal publication, your thesis writing. Okay, so everything you should go in parallel. Okay. And of course, at the end, you have to go through this viva before, of course, you graduated, okay, from the university. And of course, okay, once you graduated, of course, you should have, okay, you should have a questioning yourself. You should ask yourself, okay, what I'm going to do next, okay. But this question is basically you should think right now, okay. So from my experience, okay, basically, okay, I know students, okay, even me, when I was a student, I always I always mention to myself, okay, when could I finish this, okay, I want to finish study quickly, I want to get rid of this quickly and so on. Okay, but believe me, okay, once you graduated as a student, okay, when you start working, it's not necessary as a researcher. You can start working a career as whatever career that you choose. Okay, you will realize, okay, a student life is more enjoyable. Okay, okay, compared as a staff or employer. Okay, because there are many things that you need to think, okay, if you compare during your student life. Okay, normally as a student you just focus, okay, on your work and so on. Okay, but once you start as a staff, okay, in any company, any university or whatever industries, okay, then that is a real challenge things, okay, coming through. Okay. So just now, okay, so I've already give you some scenario as a researcher students. Okay, now so let's say you are already finished, okay, your study. Okay, what to do next? Okay, so of course, okay, for those who aims to be a researcher, okay, so of course your life as a researcher, okay, a researcher in any institutions. Okay, so just now I already show you start as a junior researcher, then of course as time goes by, okay, at the end, okay, you'll be a leader. Okay, and just now I mentioned to you, as a staff or as a researcher, there are a lot of things, okay, a lot of things that you need to think of. Okay, so so I will share you what to expect. Okay, what are the things, okay, what can you what are the things that you can imagine as a researcher in future. Okay, so if you want to work as a researcher, okay, so of course, okay, there are many institutions, okay, that you can pursue your career. You can be a researcher in universities, okay, a research institute, okay, you can also be hired by the government agencies or bodies, okay, and also you can work in industries as a researcher. Okay, nowadays, okay, a lot of companies, big companies, okay, they also have R&D, research and development section, okay, in their industries. Okay, so these are the opportunities to be a researcher. Okay, so since okay, I'm an academician at the university, so I will share basically, okay, what is the researcher life, okay, in a university. Okay, so these are the things, okay, that basically some key activities, okay, key activities as an academician at the university. Okay, so of course, okay, they have to teach, okay, and at the same time they have to do some administration work. Okay, so of course when you start join, is basically you don't straight away to be head of department and so on, but basically you are an administrator, okay, at your course level. Okay, so you are administrator as well. Okay, and of course, okay, in university normally you cannot run away research. Okay, if I can share, okay, UCAM is a research university, so basically our staff, okay, all the academicians, okay, their KPI, key performance index, is 60%. Okay, so 60% is coming from your research. Okay, so the research coming after you have to apply the funds, okay, the grants, okay, you got to supervise the student, you got to publish, okay, you got to go to attend the conference, workshop, or organize the conference, workshop. Okay, of course you should have collaborations, okay, within the university, okay, outside the university, in the country, or even if you can achieve at the international level. And also, okay, you, okay, yeah, of course 60% comes from your research, but still you have about 10%, okay, about the service. Okay, this service, okay, can be at your program level, at the department or university, or even national or international, or you can be active in professional bodies. Okay, so by having all these, okay, services, okay, so people get to know you. Okay, get to know you, then of course, okay, they will invite you to be like program assessor, or to review the grants, or to review the manuscript, or can be a thesis examiner, okay, or even to give appraisal, okay, for some staff, okay, in other universities and so on. Okay, and also as a researcher in university, okay, we also do some consultations tasks, okay, normally with communities, or even in with the industries. Okay, so these are the teaching activities. Okay, so of course, as a academician in university, we cannot run away from teachings. Okay, so normally we have to teach the undergraduates, we have to teach the postgraduate, the ones that have taught course. Okay, so they have the lectures, so have to give the lectures to them. Okay, so basically, okay, so if you imagine you yourself, okay, be a lecturer, a young lecturer in the universities, okay, so basically you should take this opportunity, okay, during teaching activities, okay, to polish, okay, to polish your presentation or communication skill, okay, to share. And basically this is a time you can share your research findings, okay, with students, okay, with a lot of students, okay, because if you just concentrate on the research student, normally it takes maybe 10 or 20 students only with you, okay, but if you teach the undergraduates or taught course or postgraduate students, okay, there will be a wider, a large number, okay, students, okay, that we have to cater. So this is a good platform, okay, to polish your communication skill, increase your confidence level. Okay, and of course, okay, as a student, okay, I'm sure some supervisors, they might ask you to do some tutorial work. Okay, please take this opportunity. Okay, please take this opportunity to grab as a tutor. This is also a platform for you to to nourish, okay, your skill, teaching skills, okay. So and then of course you got to you can take this opportunity as starting point to start research, okay, because normally young lecturer they don't have grants and so on, so you can take the opportunity to take the research student, I mean the undergraduate students, to do small research study, okay. So this is the only way, okay, you can do it, start with, okay, when you join as a lecturer in the university. And of course, okay, as we as a Muslim, okay, so although, okay, as I mentioned just now, in UKM, since we are research university, so our teaching activities only counts about 30%. Okay, not a lot. 60% comes from the research. Okay, so 30% only from teaching activities. But although it is not much, okay, for me, I think it's very important. Okay, because we are the ones, okay, who are going to basically to train our new generations. Okay, so that's why as a Muslim, okay, ilmu itu ialah, okay, bila kita sampaikan ilmu, okay, so it will comes to us, okay, although we are already died, okay, we are no longer in this world, but still, okay, our service, okay, hopefully, okay, Allah will give us bless to all our efforts, okay, and will come to us, okay, in the akhirat, okay. Okay, and then, okay, so that is teaching activities, okay, administration tasks, okay. Of course, okay, you cannot run away. So if you are a junior, of course, okay, you might not be the head, straight away becomes the head of department, okay. So, but you are also administering you yourself at the course level, okay. I just show you my experience, okay. If you just go through this, okay. So basically, I start as a student in 1993, long time ago. So you can expect me how old I am now, okay. So and then I go for the study also in UKM. So I start as a formal lecturer at 2000, okay. And then of course I being promoted to senior lecturer 2005, and then associate professor 2007, and then 2013, okay. If you go through this, okay, it's not a fast way. I'm not a very what you call a very career-minded women, okay. So but of course, okay, when you go through this the whole process, okay, it will come, okay. At one time you will get the confidence, okay. Now I think I'm confident. I want to get promoted to another level and so on, okay. So I know some of us have very clear goals, okay. They want to be what? They want to be an associate professor in 5 years, and another 5 years to be a professor. Yeah, that's good, okay. Please go ahead, okay. So and I just want to share, so throughout this, okay, starting 2000, so I started as a researcher, and then I was appointed as the program coordinator starting 2005, and then until 2014 I was appointed as head of a research center for education, engineering education, and I just spent about until August, okay, August, because they asked me to be this head of department, okay. So and then until starting last year, so I start to be this deputy dean, okay. So if you ask me, okay, are you aiming to be all these administration jobs? No, I'm not aiming at all, okay. So basically it's given to me, and I have to declare I'm not a good person to decline, okay. So so maybe that is my weakness, why my weakness, okay, not do not know how to decline, okay. Whenever they ask me to do, then in a way it's like I have to, okay. So this is just a big scenario for you, okay. So, and then of course, okay, when you start as a researcher or a lecturer in the universities, okay, these are the main things, okay. Research grants, okay, how to get this research grant. It's not free, it's not, you don't expect the university will give to you freely, no, okay, you have to apply, okay, you have to apply even from the university, okay. So what type of grants? Of course, there are many. So you can take a lot of opportunities to apply grants at the university levels, at the national level, or even the international. Okay, and when to start apply? Of course, as you start as a lecturer, as an academician, okay, you have to start from day zero, okay, planning to get grants, okay, because why? Because it can be the nucleus, the starting point to take students, okay, to get students, research students, okay, and to get the, when you have the student, then you will get the publications, okay, and then of course, okay, for you to go and share your findings at the conference and workshops, okay, and to have the networking and also to do some consultations, okay, when you actively involving the research grants, research work, then people know you, then outside people will maybe seek for your help and so on, okay. So that's why I told you that research grant is basically as a nucleus for everything, okay. Of course, you should come up with a good proposal, okay. A good proposal, of course, okay, you can learn, okay, from your study, basically your research proposal, okay. So the G's of inside the research grants is almost, okay, whatever you have inside your proposal, your research proposal at student level, okay. Be strategic, or so basically you need to very you should plan very well, okay, because this is the time you want to develop your career, you want to develop your expertise, okay. You cannot just do this this part okay, for 1 year, and then after that after 2-3 years you change to another one and so on, okay. So you should focus, okay, you should tailor which what line you want to go, okay. So and it's good if you can work in teams, okay. So you have a good team, okay, so you can work with, okay. So because nowadays, okay, research can, when you apply, is online, everything online, okay. So that's why you need to plan ahead, okay. Because sometimes, okay, when you propose a title, okay, which maybe too broad, okay, and the proposal is rejected. So basically, it's not it's not appropriate to recycle the same project, the same title, because they can keep track from the online system, okay. So that's why I suggest for you to do this mind mapping, okay. So I just give one example, okay, based on my experience, okay. I'm now doing focusing on phytorelations, okay. So I already start this one, okay, in 2008, okay. At that time, okay, I start with different types of waste, okay, metal, hydrocarbons, domestic, or mining, or even agriculture. But as time goes by, okay, I get some ideas, okay, some basically based on students' research findings, okay. So I start to explore more, okay. I start to explore on the rhizobacteria, the microbes, okay, the endophyte, the inside the roots, okay, outside the roots, okay. Of course, I also focus on this on these fundamentals, the kinetics, okay, on the mechanisms, okay. And now I'm venturing on these biosurfactants, okay, bacteria or even fungi, okay, at the roots that can release the biosurfactant that can help the plants, okay, to degrade or to treat the waste, okay. So these are basically one example, okay, for you, okay. So you should have a mind mapping, okay, so that you can basically focus, okay, your route, okay, as a researcher, okay. And then another task, okay, supervision, okay. So as a lecturer, you need to supervise, okay, and of course now you are still a student, But sometimes I do believe, okay, your supervisor also asks you to help her or him, okay, to supervise the undergraduate students, okay. Don't just decline, okay. Please take this opportunity, take it positively, okay. Work together, okay. So this is the training for you as well to supervise your future students, okay, when you start life as a researcher, okay. So this is a time to initiates, okay, to get the skill of supervising or to give guides, okay, to your junior students, okay. So so you can use this what skill, okay, when you become a lecturer, okay. So so of course you got to supervise, okay, and of course to supervise you need to get the student. How to get the student? Of course you need to start with a research grants, okay. Of course, when you get the student, there'll be good student, there will be weak student. There'll be proactive student, there will no motivated students, okay. So you need to basically have a skill how to deal with all these students, okay. I'm sure if you ask me, I would be happy to get all my students as good students, proactive students, of course, okay. It will make my life easier, okay. But you, okay, as a supervisors, okay, you should know, you should also have the responsibility, okay, to guide the weak ones, okay, to guide the non-motivated ones, okay, because we are the one that train the future generations, okay. So always give student motivations, okay, guide them, okay. So we need to guide them, okay, to manage how to manage their time, okay, how to do presentations, okay, give tips, okay, how to present well in any what conference or workshop, okay. And also guide them, okay, how to write a good thesis, how to write a good manuscript, and so on, okay. Don't just leave student on their own, okay. So we are the ones that who needs to guide the student closely. Okay, and then of course, okay, publications, okay. So as a research student, you cannot run away from publication. And then when you start as a formal researcher, okay, of course, this is also cannot run away. So how to get this publication? Of course, it starts from the students, okay? You have a students, then you can have publications, okay? So of course, now is the time you just, okay, I think there are many YouTube or videos, okay, or even you can go to to attend the online or free workshops, okay, how to write a good manuscript, okay. This is the time to polish or to have the skill, okay, to publish in a good journals, okay. I know some students, okay, they are very afraid to send to journals because they always think of the rejections. I also at the at the young age, okay, I also feel the same thing. I'm afraid that I got the rejections, okay. But please, okay, please always tell yourself, okay, if we don't try, then of course we will fail, okay. So let's try, okay. So don't give up, okay. So always motivate yourself, okay. So so basically, okay, as a young researcher, of course, okay, so you don't have the money, you don't have the grants, you don't yeah, basically at early stage of a career, okay. So what if you want to publish, okay, of course, okay, you can start with your undergraduates, okay. Start to for every research undergraduate student, you can come up with a manuscript for conference, okay. So that is a good starting point for you, okay. And of course, okay, planning and strategize. So while supervising your students, okay, so basically you can have tell your student for each research objective, we can work together to come up with one article. So just now I mentioned to you literature review, so we can come up with review papers. And also, okay, you should also plan for joint publications, okay, within your teamwork, okay, your team or even your friends, okay, in other universities and so on, okay. So review papers, okay, is a good way to basically to start with a research project, okay. Okay, and then I want to share a little bit on this research profile. Okay, researcher profile. Okay, so when you want to publish, as a research student, you need to publish. And when you start a career as a lecturer or a researcher in public institution and so on, okay, you need to publish as well. Okay, so you cannot run away from publishing, okay, publications, okay. So I strongly advise you, okay, to have this identification, research profile, okay, or researcher identifications, okay. So basically, I'm sure, okay, maybe some of you or most of you, okay, know or come across, okay, the word ORCID, okay, Scopus, okay, ResearchGate, academia, or Google Scholar, or even researcher ID. Okay, there are many platform, okay, you can register, okay, your researcher profile, okay. So this is basically to increase your visibility and of course your age index in future. Okay, so it depends on the each university, okay, whether which one that they follow. For in UCAM, normally we follow this Scopus. Okay, to register this is free basically. Okay, so you can start doing now as a beginning. Okay, tonight you can start searching, okay, on this ORCID, ResearchGate, Scopus, Academia, Google Scholar, or Researcher ID. If you want to if you want to register for everything, go ahead, okay. But I will recommend you, okay, as a starting point, go for your ORCID first, okay, because ORCID, when you have the ORCID, whenever you want to publish, okay, you can connect to this ORCID, whether you want to publish in Scopus or you want to publish in Thomson Reuters, okay, in Wiley or Springer, you can always relate or connect to ORCID ID. Okay, so just a few I have prepared, okay, some slides, okay, for you to follow how to register with the ORCID and also for Scopus. Okay, Scopus also is a free registrations. Okay, so you can go to the website. Okay, and the most important things, okay, as I mentioned to you, I think the first thing is to register under ORCID, and after that you want to go ahead with Scopus, with Thomson Reuters, and so on. Please go ahead. Okay, so so I just want to show you not a detailed one. Of course, I have the step. You can after this I will give the slide. You can just follow. So ORCID, okay, is they connect to research and researchers. Okay, so basically this is basically you can go to this website, okay, and then try to register. Okay, the important thing is, okay, so you can just follow. I don't want to go step by step. I think if you go by yourself, also you can just follow the instructions. Okay, the most important thing is this one. When you try to register, this one, your name. Okay, these two things should be consistent. You need to follow the same spelling and so on. Okay, so be sure to set which one is your first name and which one is your last name. Okay, you should use the same thing for everything. Okay, don't this time you use this, next time you use other thing and so on. Okay, so like I give you example, like my name is Siti Rozaima Sheikh Abdullah, right? Last time I don't care about this. Okay, but of course, okay, when I realize, okay, I make it consistent. Okay, so my last name I just put Abdullah, although Sheikh Abdullah is my father's name basically, but it's just to make it consistent with the Western side. They use the last name as their family name, right? So it's easier. Okay, so that's why I just put Abdullah. Okay, not Sheikh Abdullah, because sometimes okay people make mistakes. Okay, so I just put the last Abdullah. Okay, as my family name. Okay, so others is for my first name. Okay, so you can just go through all this. Okay, so I think it's just an easy way. So the important thing I mentioned just now, make sure you have a consistent name. Okay, declaration of your name, your spelling and so on. Okay, so and then I also, so this you can go through all the examples. Okay, so I mean some examples. Okay, then after that you can go for Scopus. Okay, because a lot of Elsevier journals, they are linked to Scopus. Okay, so you can also create your account. Okay, so and when you create your account in Scopus, basically, so like the name, family name, please use the same one. Okay, don't change. Okay, and then basically, okay, so the good things, okay, in Scopus, you can basically see your age index. Okay, this is the way to increase your visibility. Okay, people can basically search about you and through Scopus, or maybe from Google Scholar as well. Okay, so they can see, even the Google Scholar also have their own age index. Okay, so this is the way to increase your visibility. Okay, so you can just follow all this. Okay, and then another one is sorry, should be submission. Submission articles to journals. Okay, when you try to submit to journals, okay, you go to that website, to that journal website, and then you can see. Okay, most of them they will ask you about the what is ORCID. So once you have already registered in the ID, you can basically use that ID, your username under ORCID, and also password under ORCID to log in. Okay, you can create your own account under this journal. Okay, but it's a shortcut if you can just enter through your ORCID ID. Okay, because they just extract your data, okay, from the ORCID ID. So it should be consistent. Okay, so you can just follow all these. Okay, how to basically we give you one examples. Okay, so if you want to to submit, okay, to any journals, okay, and if you link, then that will also state under your profile, okay, your personal profile, this ORCID ID. Okay, so basically you can just go through. Okay, so and then okay, on this okay, so as a researcher in the university, you cannot run away from community services. Okay, although as I mentioned to you, in UKM it's just about 10%. Okay, but if you are actively in research, okay, so basically you can have a lot of opportunities. Okay, a lot of opportunities. Okay, to be invited by other people. Okay, so because of your visibility just now. Okay, so of course, okay, at the early stage of your career, you might be the committee at the program level. Okay, so just go ahead and do your best. Okay, whatever task they give to you, always give the best. Okay, give the best, not to satisfy people, but always tell yourself to satisfy Allah. Okay, when you try to satisfy people, sometimes we get frustrated. Okay, so that's why we always motivate yourself. Okay, whatever you do is for Allah. Okay, and then you can be a committee as the department, committee at the university level, or even at the international. Okay, you can be editor to international journal. You can be a committee to international conference and workshops and so on. Of course, okay, try to be active in a professional bodies, okay, as an engineer, of course, okay, you should be a professional engineer, okay. So by having this, okay, so people know you, then they will invite you to be program assessor, to be grant panel, to evaluate grant proposal at the ministry level and so on. You can also be an article reviewer, okay. Can be thesis examiner. As just now I mentioned to you, other universities also invite you to give appraisal for their staff to be promoted and so on, and also to be keynote speaker, plenary speaker, okay. And also you also can be like I'm a professional engineer with Board of Engineers Malaysia. So basically, become this program panel going to other universities, okay, to evaluate their programs. From that, I know I start widening my networking, okay, networking with others, okay, sharing, and they invite me to be their thesis examiner, their students' thesis examiner, and sometimes they contact me to get advice, okay, how to have a good proposal and so on, okay. So I'm open to all, okay. I'm willing to train the young staff, okay, to basically, okay, how to basically to be a good lecturer, how to be a good researcher and so on, okay. So these are the things, okay, that will, okay, you will go through, okay, as you goes on as a researcher, okay. And of course, okay, time management is very important, okay. So be disciplined, okay, not only when you were a student, when you are a researcher in any institutions, okay, time discipline is very important. Be disciplined yourself, okay. So you should have a good calendar, okay, when to finish this job and so on, okay. And of course, okay, you should also have responsibility to make sure the students graduates and so on, okay. So a lot of things, okay, you need to plan, okay. Manage your time properly. And of course, okay, same thing as a student, or even, okay, even as a researcher, as a staff, okay, good documentations, okay. So you need to compile everything, okay, properly, where to keep all the files, okay, all the documents, okay. And nowadays everything is almost in soft copy form, okay. So please, maybe not maybe, I think you should start everything you keep as soft copy, okay. Yeah, of course you can keep as hard copy, but you should also think of soft copy versions. Why? Because when you start, okay, even you as a student also, it's good if you everything you compile everything in soft copy. So every time you need this, you can just extract, okay. So like now, okay, we are in COVID pandemic, right? Sometimes we keep our things in the universities, okay. So we have a restriction to go and so on, okay. So if good, it is very important that you keep it in soft copy, so you can just extract whenever you want, okay. And of course, other things is this one, CV, lively CV, okay. Not, you have to start now. When to start now? As a student, you should have a neat, lively CV. Every time you need to update, okay. Not when you start as a staff or a lecturer or academicians, but now as a student, you should keep your record neatly, okay. Of course, CV you can get see any YouTube or whatever to have a good CV and so on, but you need to record all this, okay. Of course, personal background, career history, your expertise, okay, your professional body membership, when you start to be this membership, so keep the record, okay. And then your teaching, what courses that you teach, okay. supervision, your students list, okay, your name of student, your the title of the thesis, okay, when they start their study, when they graduate, and so on. So everything you should basically keep the record, okay. So publication, every time you get published, okay, so you have to basically record that one, okay, in your CV. Consultation work, same thing. Which company that you get the consultation work, how long, how much you get the funds, and so on. So everything you should record it, okay. And then of course conference workshop, what are the workshops that you are attending, you have attended, and so on, okay. Keep record all this, okay. The time, the what, who's the sponsor, who's the, you are the what, the presenter, or normal participants, or whatever, okay. And also record also on your community services, okay. Just now I mentioned all these community services, okay. So also, okay, you need to have a good record on that, okay. So when to start, I mentioned to you now, okay. Keep it lively, update every time, okay. Please take a few minutes to update anything new, extra things, okay. Just update in your CV. Very important in career, okay. Of course, you need this when you want to start applying jobs, and during when you start as a researcher or any staff, okay, in other institutions, okay, you need this CV whenever you want to get promotions, okay. So you need this CV, okay. So you don't just do it only once, okay, and then just let it like that. And then until you want to get promotion, then you you start searching all this information. It's not a good way, okay. So I think I already come to the concluding remarks, okay. So just few tips, okay, and advice, okay, as a researcher. So I've already mentioned earlier in the my talk, I'm not a good one, okay. So whatever you think is good, you can just proceed, okay. If it is, you think it's not good, then you just don't take it, okay. So as a researcher, okay, so as a researcher or as whatever, time management is very important. Of course, okay, you as human, life schedule, you as a mother, you as a sister, you as a what, and you as an administrator, you have as a lecturer or a researcher whatsoever, we have our life schedule, okay. So we have to properly, everybody has 24 hours, nobody have more than 24 hours, okay. So we need to schedule our life, okay, our time. And of course, just now, file documentations should be properly documented, recorded, okay. And of course, okay, you should set some targets, okay, goals, okay, short term, long term, okay. And just now I mentioned to you lively CV, okay. So I take it as a challenge, okay. Have a CV as soon as possible and make it lively, okay, not just talk, okay. And of course, okay, always try and do the best, okay, for Allah, okay, and be disciplined, of course, okay. So I think that's all, okay, from me. Sorry, I think maybe what 15 minutes more, okay. Thank you very much, okay, and I wish all of you good luck, okay, in your researcher life as a student, okay. So inshallah, everything will go smoothly. Yeah, I know there are many hurdles, there are many challenges, okay, but inshallah, okay, we always pray to Allah, okay, everything, we will achieve our targets at the end, okay. So thank you, good luck. Sorry, Mr. Danang, I take more than the allocated time.
Yeah, no, that should be fine, Professor.
Okay.
Yeah, so right, that's quite a lot of things to digest actually. So I'm writing a little bit, and it's really good that you also have a conclusion at it. So I just write that up and try to absorb everything in my brain. But that's good. So I think we have come to question and answer session. So we have one participant, Miss Fabi. Is it Miss or Mrs.? I will pretend as if you're Miss, right? So I'm not going to say Mrs. Maybe I insult you at some point. So I'm going to say Miss. Miss Fabi Muktadiro, you want to ask something
Yes,
to Professor
thank you.
Siti? Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Danang, for the opportunity. I would like to thank you, Professor Siti Rozima, for the sharing of your experiences and the motivation for us to be a successful student, a researcher.
Yeah.
I am a first-year doctoral student in electrical engineering. As you mentioned, that we are actually an employer. However, while we
Employee.
sorry,
Yeah.
employee.
So
We are,
you got employed. Yeah.
however, well, we have more than 2 supervisors, or yeah, we have 3 supervisors. We means we have 3 bosses, right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Then they have sometimes they have the
Different
discrepancy
views.
in their
Different views.
thought, or yes, different point of views.
Ah.
So what should we do? Whose advice should we pay attention more so that our experiment journey goes smoothly?
Yeah. This is quite interesting, Professor Siti, right? Yeah,
Yes,
it happens quite all the time.
A real situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay, like me as well, I have a team. Okay, research. A team to supervise students. Okay, so what I do normally, what I practice is I always set monthly progress meeting. Okay, monthly progress meeting. Then I invite all these co-researchers, co-supervisors to attend the progress presentation by the students. Okay, so at that time we basically what we discuss at that time. Okay, so I'm not sure you can suggest. Okay, your maybe you mentioned that. Okay, let's discuss among all of us. Okay, fix sometimes. Okay, and then everybody is there. Then you are basically sometimes it's difficult to meet all the 3 at one time. Okay, so but please try because it will make your life much easier rather than you got headaches, okay, to fulfill this supervisor A, supervisor B, supervisor C. Okay, so why not just set one time, okay, to meet all of them, okay, and then discuss at one time. Okay.
Okay. So I think that's a good idea, Miss Fabi. So make them come all at once in one time, one place, and let them fight.
Yeah, let them fight.
Yeah, let them fight. Then they got the conclusion, and then you go with conclusion. You just make sure that that should be the one that I will. Okay, make them make a one deal.
Yes,
pick one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
But actually, I prefer to have a long discussion with only 2 of my supervisor. To another supervisor, I only occasionally show the progress.
So it depends on you if you want to. So it's up to you. So which one? And of course, okay, it's good if you can ask opinion, okay, from the 2 supervisors that you are maybe closer to them. Okay, so what should need to do and so on. Okay, I'm sure they will guide you.
Okay, thank you, Prof, for your input. Yeah.
Thank you. Now I understand. When I saw the name, it should be Mrs. Fabi Argodini, because you're also one of the lecturer in ITS.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's also one of the lecturer in ITS. Okay, so can I continue with the next questions, Prof. Siti? So we have questions from a Q&A form.
Mm.
So this one is from Oni, Oni Pintoro Pipin.
Okay.
How can we maintain good relationship with our professor all the time? Maintain a good relationship with our professor all the time. That's quite hard actually.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I was a student, right? I did my PhD as well. Okay, so I know during that time, yeah, of course, I have good supervisors. Okay, but of course, okay, when we were the student, sometimes we want to run away from our supervisors, right? Because we think that we have not achieved any, we have no progress. So we will try to run away, not going and see supervisors and so on, right? So that is, I think, is normal, okay, for students. But I always tell my students, okay. So that's why with my students, okay, I try to do like friends, okay. So I don't want to have a gap, okay, a big gap between students and supervisors, okay. So basically, okay, so I always, okay, ask, okay, their progress, I mean, once a month and so on, okay. If there is a problem regarding, and sometimes, okay, I get angry, okay, because yeah, some students, okay, they don't, if I don't ask them about their progress, they don't come to us, right? So when after a long time, then when I start to ask about the progress, okay, sometimes I get angry with the student, but later on I feel guilty, right? Get angry, scold the students and so on. So basically, towards the end, I will try to basically motivate back the students, okay, motivate, okay. So I told them it's not that I want to scold them, but I want to make them a good students, okay, a good researcher. So they have to manage their time. They have to come if there's any problem. Don't hide. Come as soon as possible. Discuss, okay. So don't hide, okay, because when you try to hide, okay, and then you take a long time to see your supervisors, okay, and then after that, when your supervisors, okay, ask you to see him, and then they will start to scold you, okay. So try to basically always, okay, update whatever whatever your work, okay, to your supervisors, okay. Ask them what about supervisor's opinion about this. You want to try this on that and so on, okay. I'm sure supervisors are very happy to help you, to guide you, okay. So try not run away from your supervisors, okay. Always keep updating your work with your supervisors.
So is that considered as if procrastinating, or
what progress?
Procrastinate.
Means always what? Always
procrastinating is like try to avoid the main job, like by maybe like watching movie or to do something else, like I don't have any responsible in doing that, so it's called procrastinating.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so, yeah, but basically, okay, supervisors have their role and students also have their role, okay. So everybody should understand what is their role, okay. So like I told students, okay, although you are sponsored by your family or your self-sponsored, okay, you should also think of your responsible, okay. You should basically manage your time properly, do your work, okay, target, meet the target and so on, okay.
Okay. Thank you for the answers. And wait, Is it okay if I also ask you, Prof. Sinda? I have
Yes,
a few questions.
If
I mean,
can ask and answer.
it's quite interesting, when you're talking your life as a researcher. I mean, it seems very busy. Then
Yeah.
how do you do with your daily life? Yeah, I believe that you also have daily life. It's not only as a
Okay.
researcher or a lecturer,
Okay.
as a mother or as a
Yes. That's
yeah.
right.
How do you do
Okay.
that while maintaining your research job?
Okay. Basically, okay. When I start, as a lecturer, okay. So I did my PhD in UKM, right? So my supervisor in UKM, okay, Professor Rakmi, okay, she's already retired now. She's a very busy lady, right? Even my room is just opposite to her, okay. I seldom see her, okay. So maybe once a month. I mean, not frequently, okay. So I know she's very busy. She's very active in consultations, okay, in research and so on with other industries, okay. So I always, at that time, I always think I don't want to be like her. Okay. Because I think, yeah, I cannot accommodate my life like that. Okay. So I always think like that, and even I once a time, okay, upon a time, I asked her, Prof. Me, how do you manage your time? How do you manage your basically your stress, right? Because we as an outsider, we see her very busy. So I'm not sure how they. I mean, she kata with at home and so on, right? So and then she told me, okay. She said, okay, yeah, our life, okay, every day busy and so on. But she advised me, so, but think, every time if you think you are busy or stressful, always look for something happy at the end. Okay. So it means that, let's say this week is very stressful, okay, but always think what make you happy. Maybe, okay, or this weekend, maybe we want to go for shopping, whatever. So think something that makes you happy, okay. So that's what I keep. Okay, I know at the young career, I'm not busy, okay, but of course this time when I have to be the deputy dean, or before that as a head of department, okay, so I know I can see my life is too busy. Sometimes my daughters, my children always complaining, okay. So Umi is very busy. Okay, but at the early stage, okay, of course, okay, I what I do is I discipline myself, okay. I go early in the morning at 8 when I settle all my children to going to school, okay, and then come back after 5, okay, because I will feel guilty if I come back late, okay. At sometimes, okay, I have some maid to help me, okay, but during some time I don't have maid, okay, so I have to cater. So basically I have to strategize, okay. So so make sure if I want to cook, okay, in the whatever in the evening, I always think in the morning. So that when I go back, I straight away, okay, take all this and then start cooking. Okay, so this is basically try to basically strategize, okay, plan well and so on, okay. So I'm sure, okay, everybody know how to basically to plan well for themselves. Okay.
Okay. I hope they do. I hope we all do. Yeah. Okay, so we have another questions. This is from Aulia Putri. So I'm going to read the questions.
Okay.
When we decided to choose the research work as our long-term career, how important is it to be consistent. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed with the difficulties in conducting our research, or maybe other personal problem. Do we need to push ourselves more and be consistent all the time? Or can we take a break while we also have the urge to continue our research? Please share your tips, Professor. Thank you.
Okay, so I love to share also my experience. Okay, when I did my PhD, okay, when I joined as a basically, okay, when I did my undergraduate in Nottingham University, okay, at that time, okay, when I go to Nottingham University, I was the only Malaysian student in my class. Okay. So at that time, okay, and then before, I mean, when I choose the university, when I choose this program, okay, the chemical engineering, so I always think of, in future, I want to do research. I want to do activities, lab activity, experiment inside the lab, okay? So that's why when I go to university, when I choose chemical engineering, so my mind is I want to be a researcher in future, okay? So when I go to the Nottingham University, when I start this program, chemical engineering, then at that time, during the first year, I have to do the labs, okay? I have to climb this plant, pilot plant, and so on, right? Then I told myself, I don't want to be an engineer. I want to be a researcher. I don't want to be an engineer. I don't want to work in industry. Okay, so and then quite a while. Okay, I'm basically I want to give up. I want to give up basically. Okay, even when after 1 year, okay, in the Nottingham, I come back and I applied to my sponsorship to change my course. Okay, to change to another course. But my sponsor said, my government sponsorship said that you cannot, you have to proceed. Okay, so then I go back. Then after that, I met my personal tutor. Okay, then I told him, okay, I told him everything. I want to be a researcher. I don't want to be an engineer working in the industries. I don't like. Then he told me, okay, if you don't want to be an engineer in industry, you can be like me. Okay, you can be a researcher. You can be a lecturer in university, and you can do research, a lot of research. Then after that, I opened my eyes. Okay, so basically from second year, I start focusing. I want to be a researcher. Okay, so whether in a university or a research institute, I don't at that time I don't think yet. Okay, so it's just that I keep everything. Okay, my notes, everything. Okay, until I graduated, I brought back to Malaysia. Okay, and then of course, okay, after that I start applying to be a lecturer. Okay, then I got the offer from UKM, okay, as a tutor, because at that time I don't have any master or what. So then they asked me to do PhD as soon as possible, okay, and I'm happy to do research as soon as possible as well, okay. So then I proceed with my PhD, and during the PhD, the same thing, there is up and down, okay. Sometimes I feel, hey, why I did my PhD? Okay, when you got stressed, very stressful, then you start to think, oh, I want to give up. Okay, or even sometimes, okay, when you just to start the research, okay, somebody just they have gone the viva already, means to graduate, then we always think, oh, when is my time? When will be my time? Okay, so it's like a long way to go. Okay, so from my experience during this time, okay, there is up and down. You always have to motivate yourself. Okay, always remind yourself. Okay, so the only thing that I always, in whatever condition, always think of Allah. Okay, ingat Allah. Okay, then it will give you new soul. Okay. So don't give up. Okay, always motivate. Okay, and of course your family should you should also have a guidance or motivations from surrounding people. Okay, get up. I mean, see all this motivation. Okay, from the positive sides. Okay, although we sometimes we see as negative, but try to look at from the positive sides. Okay, so so it's up to you. Okay, so I also go through this experience. Okay, want to give up. Okay, so always asking myself, okay, why I'm here. Okay, why I did PhD and so on. Okay, so you are not alone. Basically, I think everybody is like that. Okay.
So it's simply by applying carrot and stick in yourself,
Yes,
right?
that's
Yeah,
right. Yes,
that's
that's
what that
right.
you wrote before. So
Yes, that's right.
try to
Think
motivate yourself by putting
yes.
carrot and carrot and
Yeah.
stick. You know, I start thinking that I'm a donkey because it's
Yes.
carrot and stick. Just keep me moving. Okay, it's kind of stupid, but it keeps me moving, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what you do when you got bored being researcher. You put carrot and stick
Yes,
in front of
right.
you, so to keep you
Yes,
motivated. Okay, let's see. Right. So there's a this question. It's quite funny. Well, sometimes being researcher cannot get much money, maybe even less, because you need to pay for the funding.
Yes, that's right.
And then how do you cope with that? You know, it's
Yeah.
not getting you richer, but you know,
Yeah.
it's not becoming like Bill Gates or
Yes,
Donald
that's right.
Trump, something like that.
Yes,
But how
that's
do you
right.
cope with that? You cannot get any money for being researcher, but how can you live without getting
Yes.
much money? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. Being a researcher, unless you you form a company, okay, you can basically transform whatever you research into a good product. You can basically commercialize it. You can make money from that. Okay, there are many researchers, okay, who love to do commercializations. Okay, so they whatever research work they transform into commercializations. Okay, so they can get more money from that. Okay, and to be a researcher, a normal researcher, yeah, you cannot aim for to be rich. Okay, but for me, because okay, I'm a type of person that not looking for money. Okay, it's not that I don't want money. Okay, everybody wants money. Okay, for our life. Okay, but for me, money is not my motivation. Okay, and basically to be researcher, yes, there's a lot of sacrifice that you need to do. Okay, sometimes you need sometimes you have to use your own pocket money. Okay, sometimes students, okay, they have difficulties and so on. Okay, so you have to use your own money. Okay, so there's a lot of sacrifice, okay, from that we need to do. Okay, so if you are not determined, yes, that's why sometimes the people give up. Okay,
Yeah.
but as I mentioned just now, okay, when you do it, your research, your visibility increase. Okay, so you get invited. You get what? You get ministry call you to be a panel, or industry ask you to do consultation work. You can get money basically from that. It's through my experience. You can get a lot of money from consultation work.
Okay. So basically, Tony Stark is truly a fiction, the Iron Man. So he's a scientist who has a lot of money, or maybe if he doesn't get money, maybe he can become Green Goblin, or the other one is Hulk, like Dr. Banner.
So that's why I mentioned just now. Research grant, applying research grant is a nucleus for everything.
Yeah.
So although it's a seed money, small money, just try first. Okay. As time goes by, you have the confidence. You can get big grants and so on.
So it's like put your heart into it, right?
Yeah.
Put your heart and your wallet as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one. Well, do you do Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as well, or just ResearchGate and LinkedIn?
Okay.
It's a life as a researcher.
Yeah, I know. Okay. For me, okay, I'm old generation. Okay, I'm old generation. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. But I do register in LinkedIn. I do register in ResearchGate. I do register in academia. I do register in Scopus of okay, and Thomson Reuters. But I'm not the one who always following this. Okay, I get all the emails. Okay, sometimes I read the email. Sometimes it's useful, then I take it. Okay, but it's not useful, I just delete. Okay. So because I don't want a lot of things attract my focus. Okay. So I have like of course, since UKM always depends on this Scopus, of course, so that's why I keep record on this Scopus, and that's all. Okay, I have everything, but I don't keep track on others. Okay.
Okay. So just like as a researcher, stop being nosy for other people, but start being nosy for other things that you need to figure out.
Yeah, that's right.
Nosy of things, less nosy to other people.
Yeah.
Because okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe this is the last one. But this is a little bit serious. I think just a little bit. So have you ever experienced someone took your research idea, publish it, and leave your name out of it? What would you do if it happens?
Okay. Yeah, of course. To be frank, we will feel frustrated. Okay. But as I told you, I'm not the person who like to confront people.
Yeah.
Okay. It's up to you. Sometimes people confront. They go to the people and
fight for it, something like that.
Fight for him. I'm not that type of people. I'm not the type of person. Okay. So for me, it's not my recipe. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't want to get quarrel with people and so on. That made me miserable. Okay. Yeah, of course. Okay. Of course, if they do something that shame on my name, of course you have to fight. Okay. But if yeah, I've experienced a few occasions, okay? But for me, I just told myself, okay, it's not my recipe. There's something maybe Allah wants to give me other things.
Better things, better than this.
Always console myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you just ask if that's not for me, then Allah will prepare something better for it. Okay.
Okay. And always tell yourself, okay. Inshallah, we work. Okay, we have students. We can publish more. We can publish better, and so on.
it's something in a different level of ikhlas.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I think we have all the questions covered. Will it be okay if I try to read again my notes that you already conclude? I mean, it's on your
And it's
conclusion.
okay.
You
It's
already
okay.
but
Don't worry.
I'm
It's okay. Go
read it
ahead.
a little. I mean, it's my job. I know I don't know, am I getting paid or not? But this is part of my job, my responsibility.
So the same thing I advise to all the young researchers, all right? When you work as a lecturer, of course you cannot hope for being paid.
Yes,
Okay?
of course.
No, don't hope for that. Okay?
Yeah, and never
So,
hope of being paid. Yeah.
Yes, but the important thing is you take the chance to learn, to get the skill. Okay?
Get the skill.
Yes, for your future career, basically.
And being happy when you see your students
Yes.
graduate or
Yes, that's right.
saying thank you. Satisfaction. That's correct. Yeah, satisfaction. Looking for satisfaction, not money. Well,
Yeah.
not really that, but
Yeah, of course we need money.
right. So thank you so much, Professor Siti Rosaima. And as we can conclude, just a bit, please correct me if I'm wrong. So as a researcher, we have life to manage, life to maintain. So start with the time management. So we have to discipline with our time, and then put your life schedule at priority, and also your file and document to be managed quite well. So management in time, management in life, management in file as well. Make a document. Why? Because your document can make a life curriculum vitae and start your CV now.
Yeah.
And then you can set your goals, because by setting your goals, you can always keep yourself motivated.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when you got bored as a researcher, then you can set up your own, let's say, carrot and stick.
Yeah.
Being donkey for a while,
Yeah.
that should be fine.
Yeah.
You can make a fool of yourself, but try not to make other people fool of you. But the last but not the least is always do the best for Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So everything, when we find something, we find some obstacle and everything, just turn it back to Allah, and then He will answer at some point. We have to believe that. So I think that should conclude all the topics for today, life as a researcher. I hope I'm doing it correct, Professor Siti.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So although I mentioned that time management, but I also sometimes don't follow. Okay. So, but I try. I try to basically my weekly schedule. So have a proper calendar and so on.
Right. Yeah. But we can all learn from that, and hopefully all of us can take the best out of this today's lecture. Hopefully.
Yeah, I will send a slide after this. You can distribute. Share with others.
Oh, okay. That's great. Okay. Shall we return this to our lovely Master of Ceremony? Are you still there, Miss Agatha Christine?
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. She's there.
So
we're going to give back this session to you, because it's your job now. I know that I don't know that you're getting paid as well or not, but we're not getting paid. It's okay, but we don't work for pay.
Yeah.
We work with heart.
Right.
Heart and some certificate. That should be fine. Okay, so Miss Agatha, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hedayanto, for conducting this amazing session. And thank you very much.
That should be fine.
And thank you very much, Professor Siti Rosaima, for the amazing lecture today.
Welcome.
Please give applause to Professor Siti Rosaima and Mr. Hadayanto by using the Zoom reaction feature.
Okay.
Oh, I'm clapping for myself.
Yeah. Furthermore, we would like to present a certificate awarding for our honorable speaker and moderator. So maybe for the committee, you can start the screen.
So how do you do it?
Yeah, we have. How do we?
The committee will share the screen about the certificate.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Just show the certificate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll send the certificate to your email later.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah,
Thank you
this
very
is the
much.
certificate for Professor Siti Rosaima.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Siti Rosaima.
Welcome.
And next, there's a certificate for Mr. Hadayanto.
Is it raining song or? No,
It's
not
a
raining.
clapping
Oh,
song.
okay. Oh, it's clapping.
Clapping
Yeah.
sound.
Okay.
Good for your
Clapping.
CV. Good for CV. Your CV.
Okay. I'm lively CV. Yeah.
Lively CV. Okay.
Okay, so once again, thank you very
Thank
much
you.
to Professor Siti Rosaima and Mr. Hadayanto for your availability on today's session. So before we end today's session, we invite you all participants as well as the honorable speaker and moderator to take a group photo. So for the participant, please open your camera.
And thank you for inviting us also, Mr. Irfan.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We're happy to.
Yes. Mr. Irfan is in charge, I think, yeah, for
Pak Danang
this
was
session.
busy arranging the vaccination today.
Masih ya.
So hopefully everything goes well.
Okay, inshallah.
And for the certificate, Prof. Siti Rosaima,
Yeah.
inshallah, we will also send by post to your
Oh, okay.
address.
Thank you so much.
So,
Kalau email saja cukup, tak perlu post pun tak apa lah.
It's okay. It's okay. No problem.
Nowadays it's just soft copy.
Yeah, we understand. Okay, terima kasih, Prof. Siti Rosaima.
How about me, Pak Irfan?
You want hard
can
copy?
just come over to our office and pick it up.
No, you can send it to my home with Gojek food or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll start counting down for the photo session. So please give us your best and sweetest smile. Okay, so this is for the first slide. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, once again, for the second slide, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so for the third slide, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the last slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so thank you very much. So we finished the group photo. Then for the participant, please fill the feedback form through the link bit.ly/feedback R2SEP_2021 that you can also see in the Zoom chat room. And we want to remind you, the participant who will get the stamp is the participant who come on time, join this event until the end, and also fill the feedback form. And lastly, still related for research matters, we are also pleased to inform you that ITS will launch the Academic Writing Center, or AWC, in July. As you can see from this poster, one of the AWC service is the one-on-one consultation, where ITS students and researchers can have an intensive session with a tutor to develop your English writing for research. You can book the first round by now, and it's open until 27th of June 2021. So don't miss the opportunity to get your direct consultation and advance your research writing. And for further information, please contact Ms. Nabila at international@its.ac.id with the subject AWC_1-on-1. So finally, we have reached the end of today's Researcher and Research Student Enrichment Program. And we sincerely apologize for any mistakes we may have made in presenting as Master of Ceremony and Committee. Thank you again, Professor Siti Rosaima and Mr. Hadayanto. and our participant for the attention and cooperation. And for committee, you may end this meeting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
I hope you use me again. Call me again. It's branding.
Okay. Nice to share.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pak Irfan, go food. Yeah, go food.
Oh, go.
Or grab food. You can send grab food.
Everybody in ITS working at home or working at office?
It depends. I think Pak Irfan mostly in office, but at the moment they have like lockdown or something.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm here and there.
everywhere.
Everywhere, as long as there's food.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay,
Thank
see
you, Professor
everybody.
Siti.
Thank you. Welcome.
Stay safe, stay healthy,
Yeah,
stay happy.
safe. Yeah.
Thank you again,
Assalamualaikum.
Professor Siti and
Welcome.
Pak Danang, and also Pak Irfan and all committee. Let me end the session in 3, 2, 1. Thank you and stay
Thank you.
safe, everyone.